Let's go, Alex! Thank you, Alex!
Thank you so much. Did you enjoy the match?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh, thanks.
Alex Eala Mania has officially gone wild in Washington. Reports coming out of the U.S. Capitol describe thousands of fans lining up outside her training facility, not just to watch her hit balls, but to wait, sometimes for hours, for the chance to actually meet her once her session wrapped up. While official tournament organizers have not put out a confirmed headcount, the accounts circulating among Filipino fan pages paint a picture of a crowd size that would be more fitting for a tournament final than a routine practice day. And honestly, for anyone who has followed her career this year, that kind of scene tracks perfectly with what Alex Eala has become. She landed in the United States fresh off a whirlwind homecoming stretch in Manila, where she was honored by President Marcos at Malacañang Palace and packed out the Glorieta Activity Center for a meet and greet sponsored by Globe Telecom. Fans queued there since the early morning just for an autograph or a quick photo. So when she got back to serious training ahead of her hard-court swing, it makes sense that supporters allegedly showed up in Washington hoping for the exact same thing, a chance to meet her in person, even if it meant standing around outside a training facility for hours with no guarantee she would even come out to greet them. The timing only adds to the story. Eala is set to compete at the Mubadala DC Open from July 27th to August 2nd, a WTA 500 event where she will also reunite with Venus Williams in doubles, continuing a partnership that began at the Bad Homburg Open in Germany. If the reports are accurate, fans were so eager to see her that they treated a pre-tournament practice session like an event in its own right, waiting it out just for the payoff of meeting her afterward. That is the kind of devotion that turns a quiet training day into a genuine mania moment. Now here is the context a lot of casual viewers might be missing. This is far from the first time massive crowds have shown up just to see Alex Eala, whether it is to watch her play or simply to wait around for a chance to meet her. In fact, once you start listing the incidents, it becomes clear that Washington is just the latest chapter in something that has been building for well over a year. Go back to January of this year, and you will find one of the wildest scenes of her entire season, when Eala made her Australian Open main draw debut at Melbourne Park. Outside Court 6, a scheduling mix-up left thousands of fans completely locked out, unable to get anywhere near the venue. The line stretched all the way back toward Rod Laver Arena, with people standing shoulder to shoulder in the afternoon heat, many of them having shown up hours early just hoping for any chance to see her play in person. The fans who did make it inside made their presence felt in a massive way. The atmosphere got so loud and so intense that the umpire had to issue multiple warnings during the match, and her opponent Alicia Parks admitted afterward that she was completely that opening set which she dropped 6-love. Eala went on to lose in 3 sets, but the result barely mattered next to the spectacle the crowd created. Just weeks after Melbourne, the Mania followed her straight to the Dubai Tennis Championships, where she reached the quarterfinals after beating then world number 7, Jasmine Paolini. According to reporting at the time, Eala effectively sold out her matches during that run, turning what would normally be a mid-tier tournament stop into one of the hottest tickets on site. Then came March, and the Sunshine Swing turned into arguably the loudest stretch of her entire year. At Indian Wells, a few thousand fans reportedly packed into Stadium 3 for a late-night second-round match, an almost unheard-of turnout for that time slot at that tournament. They were not there for a superstar like Alcaraz or Sinner, and they were not there to watch American favorites like Coco Gauff. They were there for the 31st ranked player in the world. Eala herself admitted she did not expect this level of fan base or crowd support to follow her to California, calling it an incredible privilege that not just anybody gets to experience. Longtime Filipino sports journalist TJ Manitok even weighed in on the phenomenon, explaining that fans keep showing up in these numbers because the Philippines has been starved for a new international athlete to rally behind. That same Indian Wells stretch produced another jaw-dropping moment when Jessica Pegula spoke about facing Eala in the Miami Open semifinals the year before, admitting she felt like an entire stadium had turned against her, despite the fact that she ended up winning the match. It takes a rare kind of drawing power for a crowd to turn fully against a top American player on her own turf. And that is exactly the kind of reaction Eala has been generating tournament after tournament. Miami itself deserves its own mention in this timeline, since that is really where the mania started in the first place. During her breakout run at the 2025 Miami Open, a then 19-year-old Eala, competing on a wild card, took down Jelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, and Iga Swiatek, back-to-back-to-back, before falling to Pegula in the semifinals. Fans at the time were especially drawn to the fact that she kept her natural Filipino accent in every interview, rather than adopting an American or neutral tone to fit in. Something supporters back home said made her instantly more relatable and a source of pride. That single tournament is widely credited as the moment her fan base exploded from a modest following into the international phenomenon it is today. Later in the year, the crowds followed her all the way to New York for the US Open, where after a breakthrough win, Eala made a point of thanking the throng of supporters, many of them from nearby Queens, who stayed up late just to watch her play. It is a detail that keeps repeating throughout her career. Whether the tournament technically has a Filipino contingent nearby or not, a home crowd always seems to materialize wherever she steps onto a court, from Dubai to Hong Kong to Australia. Then, of course, came Wimbledon this past July, arguably the peak of the entire phenomenon so far. Thousands of fans back home packed public venues and watch-along parties as she advanced through the draw, culminating in her stunning third-round upset over defending champion Iga Swiatek, and a run all the way to the fourth round, the deepest any Filipino has ever gone at a Grand Slam in the Open era. That result sent the entire Filipino tennis community into a frenzy, and directly fueled the massive homecoming reception that followed in Manila, complete with a presidential citation and a sold-out fan event. So when reports describe Eala Mania going wild in Washington with thousands waiting just to meet her after training, longtime followers are not shocked at all. This is simply the reality of following Alex Eala in 2026. Melbourne, Dubai, Indian Wells, Miami, New York, London, Auckland, Manila, and now reportedly Washington. The pattern keeps repeating itself. Tournament after tournament, city after city. Fans are willing to wait for hours, travel long distances, and stand around with zero guarantees, all for the smallest chance to be in her presence, even outside of an actual competitive match. There is also something bigger going on here culturally. For a country like the Philippines, which has waited generations for a true breakthrough star in tennis, Eala represents far more than wins and losses. Her matches are described as carrying the hopes of an entire nation, and that emotional investment is exactly what drives fans to show up in these massive numbers wherever she goes. Whether it is a Grand Slam match, or simply a chance to wait outside a facility and meet her after she finishes hitting balls. As for Washington specifically, her schedule there carries plenty of weight beyond the reported fan turnout. The Mubadala DC Open kicks off her North American hardcourt campaign, a crucial stretch leading directly into the US Open at the end of August. She will also look to build further chemistry with Venus Williams in doubles after their strong showing earlier this season. Win or lose once the tournament actually starts, if these reports about fans waiting to meet her hold up, it only reinforces just how far Alex Eala's pull now extends, to the point where even the moments before and after a simple training session can turn into full-blown mania. Whether the exact numbers from Washington ever get officially confirmed or not, one thing is undeniable. Alex Eala has built something rare in modern tennis, a fan base that travels with her, waits for her, and shows up in force no matter the occasion. From Melbourne to Dubai, to Indian Wells, to Miami, to New York, to London, to Auckland, and now possibly Washington, the story keeps writing itself, and Eala Mania shows absolutely no signs of slowing down.